Let's begin the top of 12 with this CNN News 18 mega exclusive. We have managed to access the details as to why US President Donald Trump is mollycoddling the Field Marshal of Pakistan, Asim Munir. Following the meeting at the White House, we are learning from our top diplomatic sources that Trump put forth a list of demands before Pakistan. Number one, we are learning that President Trump sought full support from Pakistan in war against Iran. Also, Trump demanded air bases and ground support from Pakistan. And there was also a demand made towards Pakistan that other than the ground support and air bases, Trump has even gone on to offer Pakistan new security and trade agreements. Trump has asked Munir to say no to China and Russia and engage in trade only with the United States of America. And to that, there is an assurance that's coming in from the President of the United States as an assured mediation in the case of Kashmir and Indus Water Treaty related issues. Remember, India has kept the treaty in abeyance post the Pahalgam terror attacks. My colleague Siddhant Mishra is joining us with all the latest. Siddhant, this cozying up to Asim Munir by the US President, particularly after the 35-minute phone call that he's had with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, what does all this signify really?
Well, the main reason for this invitation to be extended to Asim Munir, as we were discussing before also, Greha, that this was indeed an extraordinary invitation. Usually, the army generals meet Pentagon officials, defense secretary, nobody beyond that. But this is for the first time that such an invite was extended to Asim Munir and he was welcomed at the White House. And, many experts across the globe are, really want to know that why so much love suddenly for Asim Munir. So there are many reasons to it. One, that Asim Munir gives credit to President Trump to stop the conflict between India and Pakistan. The second reason, as US is still not fully involved in the war against Iran, but there are plans that US could get involved in the war with Israel against Iran. For that, US needs bases, air bases and military support, so could be that. Then obviously US does not want Pakistan to tilt more towards China and Russia, as there are reports suggesting that China could deliver J-series fighter jets to Pakistan soon. Then there are rare earth mineral theory, which Pakistanis are selling. This story is something which Pakistanis are selling both to China and America, that they have rare earth minerals. Then again, President Trump's family's business interest in Pakistan, they logged a crypto deal with the Pakistani government. So there are many reasons that why Asim Munir was invited to the White House. But the most prominent one at this time could be US interest in Iran. US wants air bases, US wants ground support from Pakistan, and perhaps that could be the top priority and the reason why Asim Munir was invited to White House.
Absolutely. Do stay on. Siddhant, you have pretty much summed up exactly what this meeting between Munir and Trump was all about. Let's further take a look and put before our viewers several pointers that we've learnt of through this particular meeting as to why US President Donald Trump really is cozying up to the Field Marshal of Pakistan, Asim Munir. What are the possible reasons? Reason number one that we are learning is Trump's crypto interest in Pakistan. Remember, the business, the family-owned business that Trump really has, it coincides with the country's leader, including Munir, really offering lucrative deals to that cryptocurrency company that is the World Liberty Financial. It is, of course, owned by Trump's sons, and that is reason number one that we, in fact, can think of. The second reason, China's military and economic influence in Pakistan. Trump doesn't want anything in that regard to go forward. The defense contracts that he feels US should in fact be getting from Pakistan, and that's why he is keen to tap into Pakistan's military procurement market, which is currently dominated by China. They also in fact want to reduce China's economic influence in Pakistan. We're talking about several projects, CPEC included. Reason number three, if we take a look at that, we are looking at partner in US strategic interests. Now, Pakistan recently became the co-chair of the UN Security Council's Counter-Terrorism Committee. Trump may see Munir as a useful partner for future regional coordination, especially if he plans a hawkish foreign policy comeback. Reason number four, use Pakistan as a tool against Indian rise. Now, this becomes very, very significant. What does one see happening over here? On the one hand, there is a phone call, some sort of an olive branch extension to Prime Minister Narendra Modi after openly proclaiming that it was him who had in fact procured that ceasefire, that cessation of hostilities arrangement between India and Pakistan, something that India has been constantly dissing. Now there is an attempt to go ahead with Pakistan to in fact use this as a tool against India. This is an attempt to use Pakistan as that bargaining chip against India as the friction remains, particularly over trade, technology, transfer, and also India's balancing act between the West and Russia. To speak further on this, we have a very special guest join us on the broadcast. Major General A.K. Sivach, who's a defense expert, is with us on the broadcast. Major General Sivach, first of all, we do know exactly why Prime Minister Narendra Modi politely declined that informal invitation that President Trump had extended to him on the sidelines of the G7 summit, where he'd asked him to come to Washington. It was because it was Asim Munir's presence on American soil, and he did not want any hyphenation to have happened there between India and Pakistan.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. See, the point is, General Asim Munir is being invited by the President of US. This is unprecedented. You see, never ever that it has happened that you will find the Chief of Army Staff has been invited by the US President. It has happened earlier, Ziaul Haq has gone Musharraf, but both the time they were also the President of the country. Now the question comes as to why so much importance is given to General Asim Munir at this point. Now the biggest point as on today is Israel-Iran war. And in case the US participate in this war, US get into this war, it needs Pakistan support. It needs Pakistan support in three phases. One is it needs Pakistan Airbases. It needs its logistics support. It needs its intelligence support. And it also want, being a Muslim country, don't want that sympathy be shown toward Iran. So this is a very crucial phase of the war which is taking place now. And I suppose this is a masterstroke by President Putin of calling Asim Munir, because he knows that in Pakistan, it is Pakistan army called the shot. Whether it is a foreign affair, whether it is military affair, whether it is an economic affair. So this is the main reason as to why he has called him now. But certainly he has a long-term plan for Pakistan. Pakistan has been always a frontline state for US. Pakistan army has been very close to the American army. They have been always giving them a support and aid about $400 million per year. Now the point comes is they want it that the influence of China army is increasing in Pakistan. That should be reduced. The weapons which they are buying from China, they should buy from US. Also, the lobby of China and Russia, they must come out of it. Because, see, the US need Pakistan more than anyone else. Because that's why he has been always using it. Four things which he needs it. One is for this war. Second thing is to keep surveillance on Afghanistan, on Islamic State and Al-Qaeda activity. It needs also basically to sort of surveillance on China and also Russia, because Pakistan is always considered as a soft belly of Russia. So the point which is coming is that as on today, Donald Trump feels it that basically Pakistan is a very important state, especially at this juncture in case US decide to now go in this war. Also, a very important issue which was brought that, somehow it want to keep India also at, at its own place. US knows the way the India is sort of economically going from strength to strength, also militarily becoming stronger, going and not able to basically go very close to US, remaining neutral in Russia-Ukraine war. It want to also put indirectly pressure on India. So a multi-pronged strategy, very, very well thought out but very rightly brought out by you. The Prime Minister Modi very intelligently denied going to US, because this will be hyphenate India and Pakistan. There is no match as far as India and Pakistan is concerned, but it is the interest of the US which is the paramount as on today, and that's why he has called General Asim Munir in White House.
So, look what it's doing here, Major General Sivaj. In this case, you on the one hand are having a conversation with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You continue to call him your good friend, and then you also talk about trade talks in the same breath while continuing to talking about that mediation which never was attempted by Washington in the case of India and Pakistan. And on the other hand, you are cozying up, mollycoddling Asim Munir. We do want to talk and get into the details of how does it serve Pakistani interests, because so far we have seen how they are absolutely supportive of Iran in this conflict against Israel. But what happens to the India-US relationship? Because this is out in the open. And we do know how the friction points have really crossed that red line, and they have gone way ahead, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi has mentioned that Operation Sindoor is in fact that watershed moment. From here on, India's war against terrorism and the way India responds to any kind of terrorist incursion into its territory is going to be very different.
Very correct. See, as far as India is concerned, we are very clear in our mind that there is no mediation as far as India and Pakistan is concerned on a Kashmir issue. It's a bilateral issue. It will be resolved bilaterally. And as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned, the ceasefire has basically taken place because the DGMO Pakistan has requested Indian DGMO to have a ceasefire because they were totally beaten, especially on the night of 10th May, when we have attacked their bases. And especially the air bases. So this point is very clear. But having said so, now the point is the national interest plays a major role. Trump is what is Trump based. It is now trying to show that he is the one who has brought mediation. He is now trying to become very close to the Pakistan, trying to put pressure on India. But as on today, his main aim is basically Israel-Iran war. And in case they have to attack Iran, then they need Pakistan more than anyone else. And very rightly brought out by you that Pakistan is totally anti-Israel and in favor of Iran. In case if they have to use the air bases, how will they use it otherwise? They have to influence Pakistan. They have to tell them that what we can offer you and what you will be getting. And Pakistan has been doing. How come Al-Johari was killed in Afghanistan? It was the drones which are taken off from Pakistan itself. Pakistan has been always been used by US, and US knows that it has used against Russia in Afghanistan. It will again use it. And I suppose there is nothing wrong in that. That is what Donald Trump will play a card. And this card will work out for US. And to me, it looks like that Pakistan will not mind even giving the logistic base. It needs logistic base if it has to attack Iran. It needs air bases. So I suppose this is very important as on today. But the larger picture, what you are trying to paint is very correct. The cryptocurrency is one thing. Economic interest is the second thing. Trying to put indirectly pressure on India is the third thing. And what it can achieve, let me tell you that Donald Trump can achieve 2-3 things in any way. It can positively influence for basically, you can say, Indus Water Treaty. We can soften up our stand in future. That is what he indirectly can put pressure. Of course, he can't put pressure on Kashmir issue. We are very clear. His ambiguity on terrorism. He criticized terrorism, but he never criticized that a terrorism which is being abated by Pakistan. So there has been ambiguity on that issue. But certainly, as on today, his main aim is as to put Pakistan in back what it used to be earlier, so that they need Pakistan support, especially when they have to attack Iran, in case they have to attack Iran, which is very imminent now. And therefore, General Asim Munir, which is the now the most important, you can say, personality in Pakistan, they will try to influence him positively. And Pakistan army has always played to the tune of American army. And I suppose he will achieve this. And this is my take, because the point is that Pakistan has been always supporting US whenever US has been fighting war, whether against Russia, whether it is in Afghanistan. So therefore, this
So,
is
Major
what
General
the move is.
Sivaj, you're essentially saying that it also serves in Pakistan's best interest to side with the US in this particular case and not Iran. And right now, they will in fact play on the seasonal friendship rather than going to its all-weather ally Iran. What about the scattered protests that America saw by the PTI members when this invitation was sent out to Munir? All of that doesn't make a difference to Donald Trump?
Absolutely not. It doesn't make a difference. This sort of thing, PTI coming and trying to basically put the signboards on, it doesn't make a difference too. Because US is a free democracy. You can come and also express your views. The point today is two things have happened after Operation Sindoor in Pakistan. Pakistan is a country which celebrates its defeat. Some, however, they have able to sell this idea to their public that they have won Operation Sindoor. And that is why the Pakistan army image was basically gone down to almost 20 to 30%. All of a sudden, it has taken upswing. And so is also the government of Shahbaz Sharif, the PMLN. So the point today is that as on today, Pakistan, General Munir has become a great personality in Pakistan. He was hated badly in Pakistan just before Operation Sindoor. But the way disinformation, misinformation, psychological warfare they have played, and they are telling lie to their public, and which this public has accepted it, that as if they have done well in this war, whereas everyone knows that they came on their knees after fourth day and they requested for ceasefire. But somehow they were successful in selling this idea. So one must understand the USA has realized the importance of Pakistan army and especially General Asim Munir, and they know it, they are playable. They have used Pakistan army earlier. They've used Pakistan against Afghanistan. They've used Pakistan against Russia, and they will use Pakistan now against Iran. And possibly they can succeed because they need it. Unless they don't have an air bases very close to Iran, it will be very difficult for them to operate successfully, because Iran has bounced back. Iran has already bounced back by now firing barrages of missiles on Israel. We thought that Iran is on a losing side, but in last about say about 10 to 20 hours, we have realized that the way Iran is firing its hypersonic missiles in Israel, it looks like that Iran has bounced back, and therefore, if in case the US comes into this war, it needs the support of Pakistan, especially in terms of air bases and logistics support, and also that Pakistan, which is now supporting Iran unconditionally, will then support the US.
Absolutely. This is not Israel fighting the Hamas. This is a major military might of Iran, and we have constantly been putting out those comparisons on where does the military might as far as Iran and Israel really, equate with one another. These are contemporaries that we are talking about. Nobody is able to take a pedestal. So it is not really anybody's guess on who is really going to be winning this battle unless and until there is a greater support possibly coming in from the US, and US asking Pakistan in this particular case for that kind of support in the battle against Iran, supporting Israel. Thank you so much, Major General Sivaj, for joining us. This also is a running commentary on